I'll be honest, I'm making this video just because I really like watching this type of video about all the bugs. We're gonna be covering bugs that are in Minecraft, and we're specifically focusing on 1.16, the new Nether update. Before we jump in, I do want to mention that Minecraft is always in development, and so bugs are getting fixed, bugs are getting removed, bugs are getting added to the game. Probably not what the developers want, but this video was recorded in 20w06a. So there are a bunch of bugs we're gonna go through, and most likely if you are watching this like a month later, they're all out of the game now. So here we are inside of Minecraft, and the first bug is a little bitty bug, itty bitty bug. Okay, you see this little fungus? It's right here, warped fungus right here sitting on the ground. What is wrong with it? Tell me. It's all on the screen right now. I'll give you a moment to think. Look. Anyway, the texture inside of your inventory actually has these little fungus bits that are at the bottom. So you can see, I'm trying to figure out a way to like, look at it. So if I put down an item frame and put this in it, you can see that the texture actually has 3 pixels of something hanging off the bottom of that little fungus. Warped fungus. Then when you set it down, it doesn't have those pixels. It is too clean. It is too fresh. It is too disgusting. So where do those pixels go? They have disappeared, and they are not there, and I feel like that's a bug. Next bug. So here we are in the Soul Sand Valley. This is kind of like the smallest Soul Sand Valley biome I've ever seen, but it is a Soul Sand Valley. You can see that if we move over here, we'd be in the Warped Forest over here, the Crimson Forest. So over here in the Soul Sand Valley, you have soul soil. The cool thing about soul soil is that it can be caught on fire and turn blue. Ooh la la. Well, I also have in my hand a fire charge. Now, fire charges are basically a forgotten feature of Minecraft. You can set these in a dispenser and they fire out just like a gassed fireball. But a little known feature is that you can actually click this onto a block and it will set that block on fire. This is one of the ways to actually exit the Nether if you are stuck, is that you can craft a fire charge using everything found in the Nether. It is completely possible to craft this just from the stuff and the mobs that you kill in the Nether. And then you can click this on your obsidian portal, create a fire to get out of the Nether. But on soul soil, wait, what the heck? Wait a second. Okay, I read the bug report wrong. It was mentioning it on Soul Sand, but that actually makes sense that it doesn't work on Soul Sand. Oh my gosh. Okay, next that one off the list. That was not a bug. It confirmed to work. Next bug is that if you have some lava in the Nether, it will flow just like water will. Now, netherite items have a really interesting feature, and that is that they do not burn in lava. So you can throw all these things in lava and you can see that they will float to the top. So you would assume that if you take these items and put them into a flowing liquid, just like you do in the overworld, that these items would flow in the direction of that liquid flow, but it does not. The water would push these items away from this, source block and to the direction that it is flowing, but lava does not. That's a bug. Next bug. If you have gone through the process of getting a netherite ingot and you want to add this to a diamond item, well, the output of that is currently the NBT data does not transfer. So you don't have any enchantments, you don't have durability, the durability resets, and so you lose all of that, which I feel like is a bug. Maybe this is a feature request and not a bug, but I feel like there should be some way to keep all of your enchantments on that item. Maybe you use the anvil to pull this off instead of the normal crafting grid, but currently there is no way to transfer your enchantments to your new netherite sword. That's a bug. The next bug is to do with these Hog Lens right here. When I was recording my episodes, I kept running into this bug, and that is that it looks like you should be able to hit this guy, but there's a lot of spots on a Hog Lens where attacking him just does nothing. Now, you can still hit him if you know where to hit, but that is because if you look at your hitboxes, the Hog Lens hitbox is basically where a pig's should be, I believe. Let's summon in a pig. There you go. Yeah, the Hog Lens and the pig have the exact same hitbox, which means that you can try to attack a Hog Lens and miss, where a pig, you know, you'd have to look way, way down. So the Hog Lens hitbox does not match what the Hog Lens should be at all, which is super duper annoying. And a bug. So this is a rather interesting bug that happens to do with the warped door and the crimson door. So if you have either of these doors and you break them, they will actually drop 2 of their item. And this will happen in any form of breaking this that is not creative breaking. So if I'm in creative mode and I break it, it will destroy the door. But if I am in creative mode and I destroy the block it's sitting on, that will drop 2 doors. If I was in survival mode and obviously broke the block it was sitting on, and then you just saw me in survival mode break it with my hand, if you break it with an axe, basically this is a really, really weird door duplication glitch, and I'm just gonna give myself a diamond axe to kind of chew through these doors and then switch back into survival. And oh my gosh, oh, this is, wait a second, what the, that's not what I expected. It's really hard to break with a, can I break it? Oh, well, of course, because I'm in creative mode. Jeez. No, wait a second. This is another bug, actually. Next bug, I forgot that I put this on there, that if you are breaking any of these new type of things like the door, the fence, the stairs, all of those break at the same speed as if you were just using your hand. There isn't currently a tool. Wait, break them with my hand. Yeah, that's how fast it is. And then break it with the tool. Yeah, exactly. So there, for some reason, there is no tool. And then it also drops 2 of whatever it is, which is really weird. Let's switch into creative, and then we can just break all the blocks that they're sitting on and get a whole bunch of them. Now, this next bug, it was so amazing that I kind of don't believe it. And that is that fire no longer burns items, which... very weird. So that works with the red fire, and then if we were to set some soul soil on fire with the blue fire right here, then it won't do anything either. Fire is just broken. That's a bug. This next bug is a bug that I noticed even while recording our episodes earlier. And that is that spawn rates are really, really different. They're basically the same, but that's kind of the problem. So I'm here in a warped forest, and in a warped forest, hostile-esque mobs like pigmen, ghasts, and skeletons and wither skeletons and blazes, they will not spawn. But that means that only one type of creature can spawn, and that is the Enderman. So moving around this warped forest, you'll notice that there is an awful lot of Endermen because the game is trying to spawn a creature, realizing the Enderman is the only creature that can spawn in this biome, and then therefore creating an Enderman, and it just creates an awful lot of a single type of mob. I have also noticed this quite a lot in the soul sand valleys because I don't think pigmen are allowed to spawn, which means that skeletons and ghasts are the only thing that spawn. So if you hang out in a soul sand valley for long enough, you get a ton of ghasts. I have seen way more ghasts in a soul sand valley than I have like in my whole Nether experience. ever. And there may be a difference that the generation maybe allows me to see ghast a little bit better, but I feel like there are just way too many ghasts than normal in a Soul Sand Valley. Same thing with skeletons, because of these spawn rates. So the spawn types, those are correct. The biomes will only spawn this correct type of creature, but the spawn rates are incorrect. That's a bug. For the next bug I am going to show off, we have some soul soil and some netherrack, and both of these will create fire. But what you will notice is that the blue fire will never spread. So to make this a little bit faster, we're going to change the game rule random tick speed, and we're going to set that to be really high, and this will cause all of the random tick speed to be a lot higher, so our fire will spread a lot faster. So as you can see, the fire from the red fire, that is spreading and it is destroying the planks, but the blue fire is not, and it is not doing anything. So blue fire cannot be transferred. Now this is almost I expected this, because blue fire is completely new. It's a completely new type of fire compared to the red fire. It's not just fire with a different NBT tag. This is soul fire instead of fire. So I guess soul fire does not spread at the moment and red fire does. I feel like this is a bug. Hopefully it's not a feature request. I feel like it's a bug, so that's a bug. This next bug is just straight up interesting to me, and I don't know how to classify this, but we're just going to show it to you and let you decide. So I have a whole bunch of different types of dirt right here. I have dirt, grass, coarse dirt, podsoil, mycelium, and farmland. And then I have some of the newer plants to the nether. So I have crimson fungi, and the crimson fungi can be placed on the first 4, but it cannot be placed onto mycelium. But then it can be placed onto farmland, which is super duper weird, because farmland is a pixel off. So you have just a floating floating fungi there. And that is true with all of the fungus, and same thing with all of the roots, is that every type of new plant can be placed on farmland, which is really weird, and it can be placed on the dirt stuff as well. I remember that there's also sprouts. There we are, nether sprouts. I didn't grab it. Same thing. I should have known. So first off, I feel like since this is, nylium, which reminds me so much of mycelium, even though I think I've said this wrong a few times, but nylium and mycelium, so similar in wording. You would think that they would be able to be placed onto mycelium, and then you would also think that they would not be able to be placed on the farmland. Just kind of test this out. I'm just grabbing a flower. Can a flower be placed on? What on? Okay, wait a second. Maybe this is just me. Maybe this is me. I just don't understand. Okay, apparently you can place flowers on farmland. You just can't put it on mycelium. Maybe this is the same sort of situation that is going on, but that seems like okay, this was definitely okay. I screwed this one up. This is a feature request. This is not a bug. Since I screwed that one up, I got to come up with another bug, and here it is. This is your bonus bug, and that is that, what is this? Spruce. That is that the stripped variations of the crimson blocks here. Let's go over here. The stripped variations of the logs look different than their full variations. So if you look at this stripped spruce, the inner texture is the same except for the outer texture. So if you look at that pixel, it's the same color as that pixel, right? The inner pixels are all the same except for that outer band of pixels. But if you look at the stripped versions of the warped stems, technically, they're not logs, they're stems, the pixel variation is very obvious. They are not the same color. The stripped versions are lighter and sort of desaturated, a lot less contrast between the colors, and then you have a much higher contrast between the ones that have bark, and then you have less contrast with the ones that are stripped. And just to show this off in more than just spruce, same sort of situation with birch, with jungle, with acacia, and if I was to do them all, it would be exactly the same. Where in the older logs, and I understand that these are technically stems, not logs, they have the same texture on the top, where the stripped variations in the new stems don't have that. That's a bug. And there you have it. That is my list of 10 bugs. Thanks so much for watching this episode of OMG Craft. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a big ol' thumbs up. Also, make sure you subscribe for future videos, tips, tricks, tutorials, and spotlights here on OMG Craft. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!